A national day of mourning. Details of former President Jimmy Carter's funeral and how related government closures could affect you.
Plus, a winter sports competition is coming to the United States for the first time. How you can get a front row seat. Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning on this Thursday. I'm Kyrie Lee.
I'm Chris Stanford. Savannah Brito at the desk with us this morning. Hey, so we've got that snow system that we're talking about maybe getting later this weekend.
Yes.
You know who's getting snow this morning? Roswell, New Mexico.
Crazy.
Yeah, and areas across Texas. Ooh, visibilities are pretty low there.
I mean, are they getting like a real snowstorm down there?
They're seeing the outer bands of the low pressure system, so they're not expecting much. I think some of those areas, mainly San Angelo and then eastward, are included in winter weather alerts, but some of those areas expecting a little bit, but not what they're seeing across Dallas, Texas.
How does this play into what we're going to see later this week?
So I actually think that this system is going to collide with a cold front that's actually sparking some snow showers right now across the Great Plains. And depending on how fast those two systems move, this cold front and the snow showers could keep this system ultimately to our south. But still, I think we could see some light snow showers with the cold front overnight into early Friday. But yeah, a lot of portions of Texas seeing every type of winter precipitation. You even see those yellows and greens on radar. Some thunder snow not completely impossible. Sleet is the purple color. We got pink freezing rain, and then snow reaching Dallas, Texas right now early this morning. We'll show the current map with all the winter weather alerts, but yeah, the outer bands stretching as far as Albuquerque and Roswell. I mean, you can see all that snow on radar from that. It's going to make a mess for the deep south. All
right, we'll talk to you soon. Well, this morning, Washington, D.C. and the nation are preparing for the funeral of former President Jimmy Carter. His casket has been lying in state since Tuesday at the U.S. Capitol Rotunda.
Visitors have been streaming in to pay their respects. CBS's Jared Hill reports.
In a snow-covered nation's capital, admirers lined up by the hundreds to pay their respects to President Jimmy Carter.
I admired the way that he lived a very humble lifestyle as a president.
Among the visitors on Wednesday, President-elect Donald Trump, who met with Carter's family before meetings on Capitol Hill.
They were lovely. They were really very sad, but also they were celebrating because he was a very fine man. I knew him a little bit, but I knew him only as a fine man.
The public viewing for President Carter ends this morning here at the Capitol when his casket is taken just a few miles away to the National Cathedral for a state funeral. President Biden delivering one of the eulogies.
We have one chance to get this right.
The Majestic Church is the second largest in the United States. It's played host to 4 state funerals in the past. Today, roughly 3,000 people are expected to attend the service for President Carter, a program he had part in planning before dying at the age of 100.
This is the heart of what we do, and we're really happy to do it.
Back at the Capitol, lines of visitors solemnly moved past Carter's casket, some inspired by what Carter did after leaving the White House.
He obviously reached the highest office in the land, but then went on to still fight for causes he believed in and continue to try and serve the public.
That public service just part of the century-long legacy President Carter leaves behind. Jared Hill, CBS News, Washington.
Other eulogies being read today were written by his predecessor Gerald Ford and his vice president Walter Mondale. Both preceded Carter in death. Their sons will read the eulogies on their behalf.
The U.S. Postal Service will not deliver mail today due to the presidential declared National Day of Mourning. The U.S. Supreme Court, stock market, and government offices will also be closed.
President-elect Donald Trump is asking the U.S. Supreme Court to pause his sentencing in his criminal election interference case. That is set for tomorrow. It comes a day after a New York State appeals court denied his request to have it postponed. In May, a jury of 12 Americans found Trump guilty on all 34 counts of falsifying business records. That was in order to hide a sexual encounter he had with a porn star from the public ahead of the 2016 election. The judge in the case has implied that he will not give Trump prison time, but he will uphold the president-elect's guilty verdict.
Trump's lawyers are also urging a federal court to not release special counsel Jack Smith's report. The Justice Department already indicated one of the 2 volumes will not be published. It's the one that deals with classified documents. Prosecutors want to keep it sealed in case they want to revive their case against Trump's co-defendants in the future. The other volume deals with the election subversion investigation. Trump wants to keep that out of the public and also away from the House and Senate Judiciary Committee. As of now, it's in the hands of the 11th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals. That court could greenlight publication of the report at any time.
Sign-ups for the Affordable Care Act are nearing a new record. The Biden administration announced that nearly 24 million people have signed up. That's almost double from when the president-elect was in office. The administration says the growth in enrollment was fueled by more generous federal subsidies, heightened outreach, and an easier enrollment process. In Wisconsin, enrollment numbers are up 20% from last year.
Back at home, lawmakers in the state Senate are pushing for a photo ID requirement that voting could end up on your April ballot. Right now, you do have to bring a photo ID to vote, but that's a matter of state law. Lawmakers want to add the requirement to the state constitution, making it harder to get rid of. The push comes over fears that a liberal Supreme Court could throw out that law.
This amendment is here today because I am unwilling to let this basic election integrity measure be overturned by the Wisconsin Supreme Court.
Democrats pushed back, saying it is a political ploy.
We have taken away the freedom to vote from thousands of eligible, legal Wisconsin voters.
We could enshrine free IDs specifically for voter registration.
This amendment is now heading to Assembly. However, voters will have a final say.
The race to fill the outgoing liberal Justice Ann Walsh-Bradley's spot on the state Supreme Court is set. Liberal Dane County Circuit Court Judge Susan Crawford will go up against conservative Waukesha County Circuit Judge Brad Schimmel. Because there are only two candidates, there will not be a primary. The two will go head-to-head in April.
In the race for state superintendent, two people are challenging Dr. Jill Underly. The two opponents are Brittany Kinzer and Jeff Wright. Kinzer's campaign describes her as a former special education teacher and a public school principal. Wright is superintendent for the Sauk Prairie School District. The Wisconsin Rural School Alliance named him as 2024 Administrator of the Year. He previously ran for state assembly as a Democrat, but lost.
Underly's been serving as DPI superintendent since 2021. Last year, she asked for an additional $3 billion in state funding for state schools. The proposal would include increasing state compensation for special ed costs, increasing per student and general aid, while limiting property tax increases. The three candidates will be on the February 3rd primary ballot. The top two will face off for the job in April.
The Sun Prairie School District will host their first public meeting with their two new members on Monday night. The school district filled the two vacancies earlier this week. Dr. Steve Urso and Colleen Eulenkamp will replace former board members Lisa Goldsberry and Alwyn Foster. Foster resigned due to what he called issues related to black staff members historically, and Goldsberry is leaving because she says the district will go to great lengths to protect the status quo.
So we're working to ensure that Colleen and Steve have a smooth transition while maintaining our ongoing work. We'll add new perspectives as we get back towards continuous improvement.
Both new school board members declined to comment. 6:07, the Wisconsin Department of Health Services warns Wisconsinites about a toxic gas that could be in their home.
Our consumer reporter Michelle Renee Quinn is here with the details. What can you tell us this morning?
Chris, Kyron, that toxic gas is radon, and it can cause lung cancer. Now, what you're looking at now is a map on the DHS website. You can see the areas that are most affected by the radon. Now, they're more prone to radon, but this red in our southern Wisconsin area, you're looking at Fitchburg, Verona, nearby, that could be levels more than 50%. And a recent study showed radon at an elevated rate in 1 of every 10 homes in our state. Now, Wisconsin's Department of Health Services is encouraging property owners and schools to test for radon. Now, the naturally occurring radioactive gas can seep into homes from the ground and over time cause deadly lung cancer. You can't smell or see radon, so testing is the only way to know if the levels are high in your home. Now, to test for it, you can pick up a test kit at the Public Health Madison and Dane County Atrium office on Park Street or the East Washington location. You can also call the South Central Radon Information Center at the number on your screen. Tests are approximately $20, and again, that number is 608-243-0393. There are 17 radon information centers around the state, including a location in Madison just off West Doty Street and Martin Luther King Boulevard. So you can find any additional information you need on channel3000.com.
All right, Michelle Renee, thank you for all that good information this morning.
Absolutely.
6:09 now. Madison Fire rescued an ice skater who fell into Lake Monona yesterday. The person was found 200 yards from shore northeast of the Monona Terrace. They were able to get themselves out of the water and onto the ice. Crews made their way to the person, were able to get the person back to safety. They sent the person to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The fire department does warn that although it has been pretty cold out, you should not consider any ice safe.
And the World Ice and Sailing Association's World Championship is coming to the United States for the first time ever, and it will be hosted right here in Madison. The competition will be on Lake Mendota. People from around the world will come here to race along the ice at nearly 60 miles an hour. There will be skiing, sledding, snowboarding, and more. And there's a chance for you to get in on the action.
For those people around town that just want to bring out their skis or their skates and want to try this equipment, we have 6 vendors that are coming to the lake, setting up shop right out here so you can try it. If you've never tried the sport before, you'll be able to grab a wing and go play around. It's not that hard to do, and you can go try it yourself.
The championship will take place from February 3rd through the 8th of this year. That's during Madison's annual Frozen Assets Festival, organized by the Clean Lakes Alliance.
All right, well, they're hoping that the ice will be safe enough.
Yes, hoping that the ice is thick, safe to do all these things, because 60 miles per hour on the ice that sounds high speed.
It does.
For the ice.
Hey, we're going to need some colder temps to thicken up that ice. Let's check in with Savannah and see what's coming up in your forecast. Hey there.
Hey, yeah, we're still forecasting below average temperatures, even below freezing level for the foreseeable future. We're at 2 right now. That's our current wind chill. We'll show that system that's bringing snow to areas across Texas already early this morning.
And coming up in your morning sports, John Blackwell's been balling for the Badgers lately. What his teammates had to say about his last 2 games.
watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
Well, welcome back. Good news, we have sunshine early this morning. We still have wind chills factored in because of the clearing that took place yesterday into early today, but some silver lining, more silver lining. The temperatures, highs later this afternoon will actually make it in the mid to upper 20s, exactly where we should be for this time of year. Not impossible that we even hit 28, and that would technically be a degree above what's normal for this time of year. Dallas and now just southwest of Cincinnati, stretching almost into the Knoxville, Tennessee area. That's all a winter storm warning, and those areas expecting some pretty decent snowfall. Just south of Albuquerque, as far west as those areas, that's a winter weather advisory. We're seeing that already early this morning. The Panhandle, also areas near Albuquerque, basically north of El Paso, seeing the outer bands of the low pressure system. The heaviest of the snow is tracking into Dallas right now, freezing rain south of that. And then where warmer temperatures are, some sleet mixing in as temperatures there about 33, 34, even 35 degrees. Houston just expecting some heavier rain with the system because temperatures there are going to be significantly warmer than on the cold sector north of the low for Dallas, and then areas as that tracks in northeast. So what this system will do with the cold front that was also on that future radar image northwest of here, I think those systems collide. You can see winds still out of the south here, but then behind that cold front, northwesterly winds wrap in, and those systems, as the cold front pushes, I think that could keep this system a little further south of here. You can see this snow right here across Wisconsin will be associated with the cold front. The system that's affecting Texas right now could make it into portions of Illinois, definitely central and southern Illinois. Northern Illinois could see some snow showers out of this, but ours thinking most of that. And these will be light accumulations at best, but still, because temps will be below freezing level, we could have slick spots tonight into tomorrow. And then more behind that cold front, that's not completely out of the question. This is just one of our weather models. Clouds increase again, southerly winds, and then our better chance of snow actually, that's going to be with this Clipper-like system northwest of here. That'll swing in for us late Saturday night for some, and then continue into early Sunday morning. I still think accumulations with that will be better, but ultimately light. This is from the system in the south. This only goes out until 2 p.m. on Friday morning. You can see areas like Dallas, Fort Worth expecting maybe as high as 6 to 8 inches with this winter storm, as that does continue to track in, though, affecting areas even as far north as Cleveland, and then areas along the eastern seaboard as that system tracks northeast. But again, our best snow chance Sunday, and that's actually as temperatures warm up to 30. Behind that, we cool down.
Since the calendar turned to January, John Blackwell has been stuffing the stat sheet for the Badgers. 53 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists, and a steal in 2 games. Now, he'll tell you that the most important stat out of all of that is 2 Wisconsin wins. But his teammates know when he's playing like that, it's fun to just sit back and watch John go to work.
He's a special player. We've known that since last year. He can create his own shot, and when he gets going, we kind of just sit back and watch, getting him the ball and let him create for us. Like he does so well. He hit me on a great pass, or just go to work and just get to the bucket. So he's fun to watch.
Just confidence in my coaches and my teammates. They just trust me. They know how good I am, and I know how good I've worked. So just continue to be consistent with it.
Meanwhile, Max Klesmit's status for Friday's game against Minnesota is up in the air, with Greg Gard calling him day-to-day. The Badger guard suffered an ankle injury at Rutgers on Monday and was wearing a boot at practice. Klesmit is averaging 10.5 points per game this season for the Badgers. Jordan Love was listed as questionable on Green Bay's first injury report of wildcard weekend, and as far as what he did during practice, Matt LaFleur said he was limited. But he said it with a smile, so we know he's going to play on Sunday. It's just part of gamesmanship. As far as QB1's message to the team as the 7th seed, well, just play with confidence.
It's playoffs, you know, it's 0-0. So who cares about the record? And I really think we have to be confident. You can't go in the playoffs with lacking that confidence, because you'll get beat. So, you know, we have one shot at this thing. I told everybody today we got, 5 days guaranteed left in our season. So just go out there, play free, everybody do their job, and just go out there and handle business.
And just a reminder to check out this week's Wisconsin Huddle with Layla Edwards. Show airs on Friday at 6:30 right here on News 3 Now. And that's it for morning sports. Have a great day.
Well, still ahead, we'll show you some of the gadgets debuting at the Big Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas.
And coming up in our next half hour, what former Short Stack Eatery employees are saying about their time at the restaurant.
And before we head to break, here's a look at gas prices this morning. Time now 6:20. We'll be right back.
Sorry, Maria. I know you heard that.
Surgery, but I'm too scared. I'm afraid my eyes will never recover.
Jason got it. You should talk to him about it.
No, he hasn't gotten it yet.
No, he had it.
Then what's his eye surgery?
It's another one because the first time when they went in, they only looked at the retina. They didn't look at the whole eye.
See?
So he had to go back for...
I don't want you in there messing with my eyeballs like that. New.
Yeah, he said he's got a cataract and...
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's what they're going to... Oh my God, is that all me? He said that they're going to fix it.
Okay.
And then I accidentally told him that when my grandma got eye surgery, she didn't have her sight left. But Nina was there, and Nina was like, I'm sure it'll be fine.
I was like, you had to probably double back like that.
Yeah, I was like...
Actually, I'm sorry.
But there's so many different parts of the eye, so it's probably not the same one, and you definitely have a different doctor.
She had to make it sound better.
Well, because they said it would come back. And
Gwen messaged me and corrected the whole sundog thing.
She said it wasn't a sundog?
Because it's a shot of the moon.
Oh.
Right.
That did not look like the moon.
She thought it was the moon.
Yeah,
It looked.
the moon.
It was a blue sky though. It looked like it was like.
Girl, that
during
looked
the
like
day.
nighttime.
Oh, did it?
Yes.
Well, it looked like it was midday.
So what do you
to
call
me.
it when it's nighttime?
I don't know.
She called it a lunar halo.
Ooh. Oh. Welcome back, 6:23. This photo from Jenny. Take a look at this here. You got like a halo.
Yeah, not a sundog.
And we can't tell if this is the moon or the sun,
I thought it was
depending
the
on the
sun,
exposure. I don't know.
Yeah.
but either
like
way,
the
it looks
moon to me.
beautiful.
Yeah, very cool shot.
Stars.
Yeah, you can see the stars in the sky.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so
Come on, guys.
confirmed it is nighttime.
Yes. But there you go. Beautiful photo, Jenny. Thank you so much.
Trending this morning, CES, the big consumer electronics show in Las Vegas, is going on right now. It's always fascinating to see what developers have come up with. So check these things out. We got some robot pets, robot designed to help in medical settings. And this one's really cool. Look at this.
That's my favorite.
It's like an at-home soft serve machine that is supposed to pump out a frozen smoothie in under 2 minutes. And look at this, a cordless electric guitar that includes a drum machine and bass tracks. A lot of AI going on, so you get these robots that basically have a mind of their own.
Yeah, that's the scary part. But I mean, like, there's some new good, like, some cool tech out there.
Yeah, it's wild to see what these developers come up with year after year. I thought this was interesting too. Here's something else at CES. It's a camera for your garden powered by AI. It's from Petal, P-T-A-L, and it does a lot more than just give you a look at what's going on in your garden with your gardenias. It interprets the sights and sounds of the wildlife, so it can tell you about bug activity and a whole lot more. You could also interact with the technology using a so-called Nature Chat chatbot to learn more about what the camera is seeing.
Can it put out noises to scare the animals that are eating stuff in your garden away?
I'm sure you could probably program it that way.
It's like the Ring doorbell,
Yes.
so you can like shout at the people who are at your front
Exactly
door.
what I was thinking.
Like,
Get away
get
from
out
my
of here,
plants."
squirrel.
Yeah, stop
This
eating
is
my food.
definitely
my
something I would
plants.
find in my mom's garden.
Yeah?
Yeah, she's definitely always looking. And honestly, with like the weather for the people who have their winter gardens, like if it tells you like the temperature and that kind of stuff, maybe they need more water or whatever.
I need whatever help I can get
This is
to
neat.
keep my garden alive.
Absolutely.
Yeah, me too.
Do you have a
Chris.
garden?
I wouldn't call it a garden.
You got some plans?
I got some things alive outside.
There you go.
Okay,
there we go.
At least they're alive.
Sometime. Not this time of year, that's for
Oh,
sure.
All right, well, they'll bloom again in the spring. Got to
Hope
wait a couple
so.
months, right?
Hope so.
Yeah, well, maybe needing some rain or snow. We won't see rain, but we will see snow. Could see a little bit tonight into Friday, but our better chance is Sunday. The system right now across Texas, that'll bring areas to our south. The best chance of snow. We'll show those accumulations and some cameras coming up.
Today, more fundraising for Abundant Life Christian School. Where to dine out to help the school recover after the shooting.
Plus, with a local eatery closing, hear what some former employees there say about earnings and how it might not be legal.
A good Friday morning. No, it's not Friday. It's Thursday. Still.
Whoa.
Got ahead of myself. It's been a long week.
Don't get me excited like that.
Whoops. Thursday morning. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Kyrie Lee. Yes, thanks for waking up with us. But yes, if you're just waking up and trying to get your brain and mind going, Thursday.
I don't have an excuse. I've been up for like 4 hours already. So.
Yeah, but you've been up a while. That's the problem also.
So third cup of coffee and I'm still screwing it up.
Oh, goodness.
All right. Hey, I got some cold temperatures out there to deal with this morning. Savannah Brito's on the patio with your first warn forecast. Hey there.
Hey guys, yeah, Thursday into Friday will bring us a chance of snow, but over the weekend I think is going to be a better chance that won't be associated with the Texas system that's bringing those areas snow currently. But 12 is where we sit. This is not the coldest we've been. We did fall to about 9 degrees a couple hours ago, but we're actually starting to see things on the upswing. We'll have sunny skies early and then clouds increase later in the day. Winds increase, but we'll still have chills factored in. So the air temperature is actually expected to make it back into the mid to upper 20s, which is exactly where we should be. But with the wind chill factored in, it'll make it feel about 10 or so degrees colder. We'll show where that system is, what areas in Texas are already seeing snow this morning in just a bit, guys.
Happening today, community members will have another chance to dine in support of the Abundant Life Christian School shooting victims.
2 Texas Roadhouse locations will host a fundraiser. They are the restaurants near the Westtown and Easttown malls. 100% of the proceeds will go towards the school. This comes after Culver's hosted a fundraiser Monday, which saw hours-long lines in multiple locations.
Meantime, remembrances continue at the state capitol as well. Senator Kelda Roy's Senate district includes ALCS. Yesterday, she called for a moment of silence on the floor in honor of the victims. Those victims are 14-year-old Ruby Vergara and 42-year-old Aaron West. Before the room went quiet, the senator spoke briefly to her colleagues about gun violence.
All children and all parents are feeling this loss and the loss of so many children unnecessarily to gun violence. I hope that in this session we can work together to do all we can to reduce firearm injuries and make this world safer for our kids.
The Gun Violence Archive says 503 mass shootings took place last year.
6:32 in a follow-up, the announcement of the Short Stack Eatery closing has led to former employees opening up about issues regarding compensation. They say that tips are generally evenly distributed among all wait staff, except when employees are disciplined. They tell us an employee could be penalized if they violate policies such as showing up to work late. In that case, a portion of their share of tips could be distributed to all other employees. One law professor at UW-Madison says the system is unlawful.
You have to pay them. You can't just deduct money like as punishment for something. So I have a real problem with that policy. So one other thing I'll say is there's a lot of stuff in employer handbooks that are unlawful.
Professor Colwick says this system could violate the Wage Payment and Collection Act. The restaurant is scheduled to close in May. Owners denied our request for an on-camera interview.
Let's take a live look at Mount Wilson in Southern California, where we are keeping our eye on the wildfires that continue to spread this morning. The fire has killed 5 people and destroyed homes, schools, and an unknown number of stores. Winds that have been fueling these fires have eased somewhat, but they're still allowing those fires to spread, making the battle more difficult. Over 100,000 people are under evacuation orders this morning. Many will return to very little.
Our house was estimated about 1.3 million, and now it's all gone. So right now it's not worth anything. And I'm pretty sure some houses up here are worth even more. And just to see them go in a couple seconds is really sad.
Several Hollywood productions are being put on hold or relocating. The Critics' Choice Awards were due to take place Sunday. Those have been postponed until February 26th. The NFL playoff game between the Minnesota Vikings and the LA Rams is set for Monday at SoFi Stadium. The league says if the game can't take place there, they'll move it to Glendale, Arizona.
On the East Coast, ports are expected to remain open. The International Longshoremen's Association has reached an agreement with the U.S. Maritime Alliance. The deal comes 3 months after the two organizations agreed to a 62% wage increase over the next 6 years. But negotiators still had to sort out the issue of automation, which the union believes could cost jobs. That resolution happened in time to avert a strike. It would have started next Thursday if no deal was agreed upon. It would have impacted 14 ports from Maine to Texas. The Longshoremen's Union, 50,000 members, must still ratify the deal.
6:34 now. New this morning, the Sauk County Sheriff's Office is reviving its investigation into a person that went missing back in 1977. It's regarding this man right here, Robert Louis Christian. Police say it was September 16th, 1977. He drove from Madison to Baraboo to meet up with a friend to go bow hunting. They say he never arrived, though, at the house. Here's what else we know. Christian was last seen wearing blue jeans and a flannel shirt. He often would hunt in the area near the border between Sauk and Columbia counties. His car, a 1977 AMC Hornet, that was found abandoned at a radio tower site. If you have any information about the case, call Sauk County Crime Stoppers at 888-847-7285.
Wisconsin's Department of Financial Institutions, or DFI, is suing a mortgage servicer. The DFI is joining 52 other state regulatory agencies in the legal action. Those involved in the suit say Bayview Asset Management LLC and 3 of its affiliates had improper cybersecurity. The suit alleges Bayview is not cooperating with the state regulators after a data breach. The breach affected nearly 6 million customers. Wisconsin regulators are joining the other agencies in levying a $20 million fine and a corrective plan.
After being a space for athletes and fans for 30 years, the McFarland Community Ice Arena is getting a facelift. The $3 million addition will more than double the current facility's size. They'll add a practice ice rink, training area, new locker rooms, and an expanded lobby. So far, the arena's raised $200,000 of its $600,000 goal. Sarien Bank is loaning the other $2.5 million for the project. The arena's board of directors president says the economic impact will trickle down way past the arena itself.
Those 25,000 people come not only to the rink, but they come to McFarland. They're coming to our restaurants. They're using the area hotels.
If you're interested in donating, you can go to mcfarlandice.org. That's mcfarlandice.org. The arena hopes to have construction completed in June.
In Chippewa County, Department of Natural Resources officials say a wild deer there has chronic wasting disease, or CWD. It's triggered baiting and feeding bans in 2 nearby counties. This is the first positive result for CWD in wild deer in Chippewa County. Now, the county is renewing a 3-year ban on baiting and feeding that is already in place. Barron County is renewing a 2-year ban. Dunn County is continuing its 3-year ban.
Coming up after the break, parents, we are talking to you. We're going to share some expert advice on how to manage all that stress.
We are tracking some warmer temperatures, just not any huge warm-ups. We'll talk about what day will be the coolest and what day will be the warmest going forward.
All children and all parents are feeling this loss and the loss of so many children unnecessarily to gun violence. I hope that in this session we can work together to do all we can to reduce firearm injuries and make this world safer for our kids.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning, moving forward.
Do you have what it takes to be the next top chef in Madison? Well, two small businesses are working together to give you the chance to show them if you are. And I have Sasha joining me this morning. How are you?
Good. It's been so fun to meet you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am so excited to hear more about this competition. So can you tell us about this competition that's going on right now?
Yeah, so basically, we're trying to get as many local Madison home chefs to experiment with different, new, interesting ingredients. So the two ingredients are Safi Sana's Dark Balsamic and the Deliciousers Bomba Spice Blend. And would you want to do a tasting with me?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So to taste vinegars, you kind of just pour it into a glass and taste it like you would wine.
Okay.
So first, go ahead. I know you're nervous.
I know, I'm a little nervous. Okay, let's see. And this is
got
one of the
this.
ingredients that people are to use.
Exactly.
Okay.
And even as you're thinking of dishes, it's good to try the ingredients by themselves.
Really?
Yeah.
And why is that?
So that you can kind of imagine different pairings with it, like rosemary or thyme, or do you want it to be a savory dish or a sweet dish?
That's kind of sweet.
Isn't it nice and sweet and smooth?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really popular in marinades. Also with a lot of the restaurants we work with, they're putting it in cocktails. Really pairs nicely with bourbon, if I may say so myself. But yeah. So basically, to enter the competition, you pick up these two ingredients. You can get them at either Metcalf's Hilldale, where they're on sale for $5 off when you buy them together, or at the Deliciousers location on the east side. And just make a dish, post it, tag Safi Sana, the Deliciouser, and the hashtag is Safi is Deliciouser. Boom. And then just once you post it, get your friends to vote. We're also going to be sharing all of your dishes on our social media. So you will have strangers that can, if they think you have the greatest dish, they'll be voting for you. And then on Monday, we're actually going to have all of the finalists come together and recreate those dishes for us to try.
Nice.
And the coolest part is the person that wins gets a 5-course dinner at the Deliciouser.
Okay,
Yeah.
Very nice. So this is a chance for you to prove those chef skills out there. And so as two small business owners, what made you all come up with this competition?
Yeah, that's a great question. We had been wanting to work together on a project for a while. I love working with the Deliciouser because they're all about slow food and really embracing high quality ingredients to make their dishes. And we just we're like, how can we get more involved in the community, get more people involved, people that haven't heard of the Deliciouser or of Safi Sana. And so we were like, why not have a Top Chef style cooking competition? Who doesn't love Top Chef? Especially since it was just in Wisconsin not too long ago.
Exactly. Yeah. And you both are still fairly new to the community as far as your businesses. So this is a good way to get involved, right?
Exactly, yeah. And even if you're not a chef or you're not the chef in your family, your partner is, you can still take a picture of their food or just follow us on Instagram and like the dishes that you do like better. And and then we're also planning to do this with more and more of the restaurants that we work with. So stay tuned for more.
Yes, I love seeing the small business community come together to make great things happen. Well, Sasha, I want to thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. It was so fun to meet you.
Absolutely. Same for me. And we'll have all of these details over on our website, channel3000.com.
Well, another gorgeous sunrise outside of downtown Madison. Good shot of the Capitol this morning. But we do have some of those oranges and reds, meaning another storm system and more clouds later in the day. 12 degrees, that's where we sit at right now. Wind chill, making it feel like we're 10 degrees cooler, sitting at 2 only this morning. We do have some sub-zero chills out there. Our winds at 7 miles per hour, your sunrise 7:28 when that sun will be fully up. This system we're watching across across Dallas and portions of Texas, the Panhandle, even as far west as Roswell and Albuquerque, New Mexico, seeing some snow from the system. There's sleet and also freezing rain. A lot of winter weather alerts that are current because of the system. Dallas and all this pink color stretching all the way southwest to Cincinnati. That's a winter storm warning. Surrounding it, the purple winter weather advisory for south of Albuquerque, San Angelo, Texas, Oklahoma City, Wichita, St. Louis, Cincinnati, and then that blue color, Knoxville and eastward, that's a winter storm watch. So what the National Weather Service will do is either upgrade it to the purple color or a pink winter weather advisory or the winter storm warning. Let's time this out, and you saw those snow showers sitting to our northwest. That's with the cold front. That will bring us some snow showers late tonight into early tomorrow. As those systems collide, though, I think that cold front's going to prompt more snow across areas just to our south. The heaviest, though, that's going to be well to our south, Dallas, and then stretching to Memphis for those areas that are included in the winter weather advisory. Behind the cold front, our winds are going to turn back out of the northwest briefly. We could see some light snow showers and slick spots into early tomorrow morning because we will have temperatures below freezing level. Our best chance of snow, that comes out northwest of here, a clipper system that'll bring us a fast moving and quick burst of snow. This could bring us some accumulation. I think for tonight into tomorrow morning, we're roughly looking at less than an inch of snowfall trace amounts, but this could bring us a couple inches of snow over the weekend, late Saturday into early Sunday, and that will continue through the day Sunday. So if you are planning on having to be out and about driving, allow a little bit of extra time with the snow in the forecast. And temps, they warm up. We're actually going to hit probably 30 across some of the area, at least on Sunday. So we will be close to freezing level. And then behind that, cooler, but only for a couple of days.
All right, Savannah, thank you. We're going to move on here now. A lifelike robotic puppy is helping bring comfort to seniors battling dementia. Meet Jenny, the robotic Labrador Retriever puppy. She responds to voice commands, touch, and even barks and wags her tail. Tom Stevens created the interactive support animal after his mother was diagnosed with Alzheimer's and her beloved dog had to be taken away.
These puppies are designed to treat the behavioral and psychological symptoms of dementia, reduce the need for certain medications, including psychotropics, and we aim for them to be the first FDA medical devices.
Jenny works just like a smartphone and needs to be charged overnight. She's on display at this year's Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. How neat is that?
It's all nice.
I mean, I know it's the real deal, but
it's not a dog.
No, but for the cause, I guess.
I get it. It's a great cause. It's got a heart. It's a great story. It's a robot. It's not a dog.
Well, I guess this is what I would need if I were to get a pet, because I don't know
easy cleanup.
And you don't have to feed them. Right. There you go. Well, in other news, parenting is so hard that the Surgeon General says it has become a public health issue.
Our consumer reporter, Michelle Renee Quinn, is here this morning with the story. Michelle Renee.
Chris, Kyrian, good morning. The American Psychological Association says 41% of parents say most days they're so stressed they cannot function, and nearly half say their stress is completely overwhelming. Between balancing schedules, the evolving needs of kids, and making countless decisions, it's easy for a parent to feel burnt out. Parental burnout can impact your mental health, and mental health struggles can lead to brain fog. But to help ease your mental load, you can take steps to put less stress on your memory. For example, consider relying on lists and avoiding multitasking. You can also cut back on alcohol. That can result in improved mood and reduced feelings of depression and anxiety. SSM Health family physician Dr. Rupa Shah says when you focus on yourself and your own mental health, then you're better able to care for everyone else.
Things that you need to do for yourself to kind of manage your stress and anxiety. Do you need to get to the gym and work out? Do you need to be eating healthier? How much sleep are you getting? You know, focusing on some of the core concepts that to lead to more health and wellness is going to make you feel better.
She says if the stress and anxiety is too intense, you can reach out to a behavioral health therapist. And getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep will also help. Harvard Health says when people don't get enough sleep, their attention and concentration abilities decline, which can add stress to parents' plates.
What do you think about this, Kyrian? You've got 2 little ones right now.
Yeah, as a mom, I feel like it's easier said than done, per se, because you try to take care of yourself, but you're also trying to take care of them at the same time. But I do take time to at least have a little self-care, just so like even if that means like I go out and about, my husband stays with them, and I feel like that switch off. It takes a village.
Yeah,
it does take a village.
And it's hard because you don't want to come across as selfish.
Right.
Like you're putting yourself above your child. Like that's a really hard thing to do. Is so you'd rather make the sacrifice for your kid.
Yeah.
And I've also found like the stress differs, right? When they're little and they're in diapers and you're feeding them and like they're not sleeping and they're fussy and everything. Like that stress is different from like the stress when they're going through adolescence, when it's all emotional. So you go through like the physical stress. And then it's the emotional stress. We're in that transition right now. So.
I'll say it's a different stage for each stage of life.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah,
so.
it is. Some good reminders this morning, Michelle, Renee. Good information. Thanks for that.
Thank you. Well, coming up in the morning sprint, new recommendations surrounding the pneumococcal vaccine.
If you got a little kiddo turning 3 soon, we would love to help them celebrate. Send us a picture. We'll show it on TV. .654, time for the morning sprint.
Happening today, 2 Texas Roadhouse locations will host a fundraiser for the victims of the Abundant Life Christian School shooting. They are the restaurants near the West Town and East Town malls. 100% of the proceeds will go towards the school. This comes after Culver's hosted a fundraiser on Monday, which saw long lines in multiple locations.
Also happening today, the state funeral for former President Jimmy Carter. It'll happen at the National Cathedral in Washington. President Joe Biden will deliver one of the eulogies. After that, his casket will be taken to his hometown of Plains, Georgia for a private funeral service and burial. Both of those events will happen today as well.
Because of the state funeral today is designated as a national day of mourning. That means certain federal agencies and services will not operate. The U.S. Postal Service will not deliver mail today. The U.S. Supreme Court, stock market, and government offices will also be closed. Banks and schools will remain open.
CDC now recommending the pneumococcal vaccine for all adults aged 50 and older. The vaccine, commonly called PCV, protects against the pneumococcal bacteria. The bacteria can cause pneumonia, meningitis, and bloodstream infections. Previous recommendations were for adults 65 and older.
Let's take a live look now at Los Angeles, where wildfires continue to spread. Wow, take a look at this here. The fire has killed 5 people and destroyed homes, schools, and stores. Winds have somewhat eased up, but they're still allowing the fires to spread, as you can see here, and making it very difficult to battle these fires.
Well, from the wildfires in California to the snow across Dallas and areas in the deep south, locally, we are talking about a couple chances of snow Thursday into Friday with a cold front. That system bringing the heaviest of the track of snow Dallas all the way to Cincinnati, those areas, and eastward. 30 by Sunday, and that's our best chance of snow locally. The temperatures really warm up. I mean, 30 is not bad, but then after that, we have a couple days in the teens. But that'll keep the snow around, anything we do see.
Well, yeah, because I see -1 and 0 for the lows. And
we're not talking about that. Just be safe.
Well, we'll have
there.
to eventually.
Yeah,
yes, we will.
All right.
Maybe. Thinking of March.
We're back in 30 minutes with the news and weather update.